Council of Dads, episode 8. Um, so this episode dealt with a lot of Lily, finding out that her real dad is Anthony, and just the emotional roller coaster that she's going through throughout this entire episode. And Anthony, a little bit, with how he poorly dealt with it. I mean, it was so bad that when Lily found out that Anthony was her biological dad, this dude just skipped town. He just went straight to Vegas. He talked to Larry and he was like, no, I can't deal, I can't handle, I'm no good, this, that, and the third. And a lot of just self-doubting. But I'm like, bro, it's not about you anymore. It's about your child. Like, what are you doing? And this dude doesn't even actually have the balls to sit there and talk to her through text or phone conversations. So Lily decides to actually go all the way to Vegas to sit there and confront this guy. And, when you see him in Vegas, it's just business as usual. He's not there talking to, I guess, one of the managers about a certain party. And he's like, oh, just order this and do that and da-da-da. And I'm like, so she just found out that you're her dad and you just skipped town, went to Vegas, and it's just, what, another Tuesday for you or something? Like, what the hell? Anyway, she confronts him. And, at first, I'm sitting there wondering how is she going to react. And she's even like, I don't know, I didn't even know, should I yell at you or what? But she winds up forgiving him. She winds up actually forgiving him. And, I guess they're going to kind of work things out. But she gets back to, she gets back to town. And Anthony is still there in Vegas. So, I don't know what's going to go on. I don't know what the hell's going to go on with that. What's going to go on with his story. I mean, is it even still called Council of Dads? I mean, you're down to 2. Like, this episode also deals with Robin and Scott. Scott is, asking Robin out a lot, to go out bowling and stuff like that. And Robin's just like, oh, I gotta deal with my kids, this, that, and the third. And just, so he tries throughout the whole episode to get her to go out. And finally she does. But hell, she doesn't even go out with him. She just has sex with him. Her excuse of not going out to bowling, because he's like, yo, it's just bowling. She's like, well, it's not the bowling part, it's where bowling leads. But that's new to me. I thought it was just bowling, but apparently bowling leads to sex. So, I just learned something new. And so that's her excuse throughout the entire episode, is that she doesn't have room to sit there and deal with him, also dealing with, Lily. And I think I don't remember what the hell his name is. It's so effed up because I think his name was actually on his uniform and I totally forgot. But the dude's like, listen, it's okay if you just sit there and take a break every now and then, I mean, yeah, you're a mom 24/7, but your kids are mostly grown, Like, they can be fine for a couple hours while you go out and bowl. So finally, again, yeah, she does decide to, ask him out or whatever to go bowling, and then they just wind up actually having sex instead. So, yeah. Also, Oliver and his husband is, going to be adopting a baby. And so they actually meet the birth mom. Everything goes well. Find out that they're going to be having a boy. And it goes well up into the end. Because at the end of the episode, they find out that there's something wrong with the mother. Some sort of genetic disease or something. And the mother's like, well, is it going to affect my child? And Robin is like, I don't know. And then the mother is just like, listen, you can't tell Oliver, And unfortunately, Robin is bound by the whole by the whole doctor-patient confidentiality thing. So her hands are tied. which sucks because she's Oliver's best friend, and I can only imagine the fallout that's going to happen because of that. So that should be something down the line. Also, the hell else happened? So when Larry goes to Vegas to accompany Lily, to confront Anthony, seeing how they actually managed to patch things up and work things out, Larry gets the idea that maybe he can actually patch things up with his daughter. And, he asks Robin when he gets back, and, Robin's like, I hope so, because you're a great guy. Now, this is something else that has been bothering me about the show a little bit, is that they call it the Council of Dads, and you get to see a lot what happens with Oliver. He's adopting a baby, he's having some marital troubles. Anthony, he's always like dipping out on them, and he's just, he's not the guy to be counted on. But with Larry, you don't really know a lot about him. And it's been 8 episodes, and I barely know, other than the fact that, he has, he goes to AA meetings and stuff like that, and he has a really bad past, bad history with his daughter. We don't know much. So I feel like the show is kind of a little unbalanced with that. And so he does actually wind up meeting, at the end of the episode, he does wind up meeting with his daughter, pretty much asking for forgiveness. And his daughter's just like, I don't want to hear it. It's not going to happen. Apparently there was something that happened. Like Larry apologizes for the way he treated his daughter and, his wife, and he was always angry. He took it out on them. The only thing that we know is that he was really bad and terrible person when he was drunk. And something happened when he got behind the wheel of a car and when she was there, when she was in the car. But other than that, we don't really know much about his story. Anyway, she didn't forgive him. And I think the big takeaway that I got from that was maybe some things can't be forgiven. Some things can't be repaired. I hear a lot from people when they sit there, and sometimes I sit there and ask some people, about certain situations that they've forgiven someone, depending on what it is. And I'm just like, how did you want to forgive them? And usually their answer is, well, I didn't forgive them for them, I did it for me. But I'm also a person that sometimes, depending on what it is, I hold grudges. So maybe, the relationship between Larry and his daughter can't be repaired. I'm interested to see how that's gonna go. I also felt like that was something that should have happened in the next episode, because all it was a clip with him and his daughter sitting at a restaurant, and he said something, she was like no, and she walked away. And I felt like that was kind of, I want to sit there and say, a little bit rushed. Like he just had a great idea and he just ran right towards it, but they didn't really spend a lot of time kind of dealing with, like, is he going to try again? Is he going to send flowers? What's going to go on? I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that happens. And that's pretty much the recap or the review of that episode. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna actually do it for this episode. I'm looking forward to the next episode because they did show there's a part towards the end of this episode when Lily. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna do a little bit of a rant. Lily was gonna publish a paper that she wrote a letter to her dad about Anthony being her real father, but then Robin was like it wasn't a good idea because the kids may find out and they just can't deal right now. Anyway, towards the end of the episode, you find out that somebody wound up publishing her article or her letter that she put on her blog. So it's going to be interesting to see how everyone's going to deal with that, the fallout. Is the kids gonna find out? You know, and how they gonna deal with that? That should be pretty interesting. Also, this was something that bothered me a little bit, and it didn't piss me off, but it was just like, what the hell are you doing? And this is why I didn't write a lot of notes, because I felt like they just didn't care a little bit. They kept pronouncing her name in two different ways. At one point, the mother, Robin, called her Lily. And then in the next scene, she calls her Lully. And then in another scene, Oliver's husband calls her Lully. So I'm like, is it Lily or is it Lully? What is her, like, how do you pronounce her name? Is that a nickname for her? I don't understand. And it was one of those things that it happened throughout the whole episode. And I'm just like, did they just notice and not cared? Was that her nickname? I mean, what is going on? Yes. But yeah, that's actually gonna do it for this recap. Or this review. I haven't decided what to call it. But I don't know, I guess it's a little bit of both. This episode was good. They did kind of start and finish a bit of a story as far as Lily and Anthony, as far as the forgiveness part, but Anthony didn't like come back in this episode, so I'm also like, what the fuck? So I don't really even know how to feel about this episode. I really don't. I'm fucking confused. As confused as I was when they kept pronouncing her name two different ways. But yeah, so that's actually gonna do it for this recap or this review of Council of Dads. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching the show, let me know what you think of it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Why? Write your comments below. Let me know. Maybe there's something that I missed. Yeah, that's gonna be it. Have a good day or good night, depending on when you're watching this. Be safe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next video.